Most cars are born to be driven, but this one was born to serve. It spent its life helping people, rushing to danger, and standing between chaos and calm. Now the lights are gone, the radio is silent, and for the first time in years, it can rest. Hey friends, it's Cameron. Today we're going to be taking a look at my project car 2018 Dodge Charger Enforcer. For those who are interested, please hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video so I can take you along on this journey. One of the things that I think makes these cars truly special, it's not just the spec sheet, like how cool, how fast it is, what the 0 to 60 time is. Well, that's all cool and great. I think what makes these cars truly special is the story they tell. Whether it's the scratches, the dents, the little dings, the wear in the seat, the holes where the lights used to be, all those little things tell a story of the duty and the purpose that a car like this used to serve. And that's when you realize this car's value isn't in horsepower or speed. It's in the miles it gave away in service. The Pursuit isn't like other Chargers you're going to find around. No luxury trims, no leather, no fancy features, no creature comforts. Everything about this car is purpose-built and heavy-duty. There were a number of powertrain options for the Dodge Charger Pursuit. Firstly, you had the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. That one came in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And then you had, like in my car, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8. You could get that in a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive up until 2019 when Dodge completely discontinued the 5-speed automatic transmission. So as a result, the 5.7-liter Hemi and all-wheel drive configuration had to go, as Dodge engineers have claimed, and others throughout the forums in different places, that you cannot fit the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 and the 8-speed automatic transmission. So therefore you have to go with the 5-speed. And that was gone away with in the civilian cars in 2015. And so as a result, for a few more years, they still were putting it into the all-wheel drive configuration with the 5.7 Hemi on the Pursuits, but that went away as 2019 was the last year for that. There are quite a few special options and features that come with the Dodge Charger Pursuit. Firstly, you are going to find heavy-duty cooling in the front of the car. That's as these cars are built for police chases, lots of idle hours, just a lot of hard use, way more than your regular civilian Dodge Charger would see. So as a result, they had to beef up the cooling system in order to make it be able to handle its daily duties. You also will find bigger brakes on these cars. One of my favorite features of these is how awesome the brakes are. You have great braking power. As you can see, this is an 18-inch rim. It pretty much takes up the entire rim. Like, these are absolutely massive brakes. You also find steel wheels. The reason for steel wheels is these cars, when they're built, they have a test that they have to pass to get police certification, and it's to be able to drive over a curb at a certain speed and be able to keep going. I'm sure many of you have seen police chase videos. You know, person's on the other side, the officer immediately just turns left and drives over a curb to go back the other way. That's one of the reasons they run steel wheels. And they do 18-inch wheels so that they can fit a beefier sidewall on them, better to absorb the impact. And most police cars do run a special Pursuit rated tire, as these tires need to be able to handle the speeds as well as impacts like going over those curbs. On these cars, you'll also find heavy-duty suspension. This is for also to reinforce you have to be able to drive over curbs. You think about how much gear police officers carry in the trunk of their vehicles. That's another reason you have to be able to handle all that weight on the rear of the car and not have it sag and still be able to drive reasonably well. And they need to be able to handle really well at high speed. That's just a few of the features on the outside. I'll go over the rest of them on the inside with you. On the inside of the Charger Pursuit, you'll find a number of things different from the civilian models. Things like the vinyl floor. These seats are actually different than what you'll find in civilian models. you'll notice the bolster doesn't go all the way down. It's got this little kind of jut in like there at the bottom. That's because the officers have the duty belts on, and that's right at waist level. So if you had the full bolsters, the officers wouldn't be able to sit properly. It'd be kind of crooked, not sit in there very well. There's two reasons that's not good. A, it's just not comfortable, and B, it makes it harder to get in and out of the car. So by slightly redesigning the seats, Dodge made this a lot more comfortable of a vehicle for officers. We'll hop on into the car here. Firstly, you'll notice right here, and then my steering wheel's turned, they have auxiliary switches right on there. That's for departments to wire different things depending on what they're looking for. Maybe they want easy access to lights, sirens, anything of the sort. We'll go up here to the speedometer for a minute. Right there, you notice it says kilometers an hour certified. What that means is most speedometers are usually off by a kilometer an hour, up, down, half a kilometer, anything of the sort. And so by having a certified one, that means Dodge has said this speedometer is accurate to what it is. Like if it says 105 kilometers an hour, it's actually 105 kilometers an hour. The reasoning for this is a lot of times police officers will be following a person, and instead of running radar, they'll pace the person in front of them. So if the officer's pulls up to somebody and driving behind them and their speedometer says 110, well, they can pull them over as they're speeding, and they can tell because their speedometer is certified. So they are following them at a speed that has been certified as accurate, so you know the person in front of you is speeding. And notice right here, one of the, I think, coolest features that stands out in these is the column shifter. The reasoning for this is you don't want your typical console shifter right here, as that does not give them enough space to have their computer, the little things for the lights and sirens, the radio. You just lose all that space by having a shifter here. So by moving it up here, it gives the upfitters and the officers way more space for all the stuff here that they need to actually do their job. Every bolt in this car was chosen for endurance, not for attention. It had to do the same job day in and day out and be dependable every single time. This car lived a noble life, it helped people, it kept the peace, and now it's earned its rest. When I take care of it, it's not just about keeping it clean, it's about keeping its story alive. I know it's weird to say a car deserves respect, but I think some do, and this would be one of them. Thanks for joining me, friends, as we took a look at my new-to-me 2018 Dodge Charger Enforcer. I'm super excited to own this car. I think cars like this are super special as they served and protected. They did a really hard job their whole life, and they worked day in, day out, and they just help people. And I think that's really special. And going forward, I'm not planning on modding the car, making anything different than it is. I think having a retired police car is kind of really special. So I'm just going to fix it up. We are going to keep, the scratches and marks and all that kind of stuff, as I think that makes the kind of special. But anyways, make sure to hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I upload a new video on this car. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.